And now for some final thoughts. It wouldn't be a Dr. Neely criminology class without me giving you a few final thoughts. First of all, let me say that I'm very sorry that the semester ended prematurely because of COVID 19 and we had to migrate everything to online. I really do miss you guys. I miss teaching face to face. That's the reason I became a professor. And online teaching isn't exactly my thing, but it's what we have to do. So I hope that these videos have been helpful. I hope the audio clips have been helpful also, so that you're better able to understand the information. I'm going to be, in addition to putting these on D2L, I'll be sending you the review for the final exam, and I'll also be giving everybody 5 extra credit points for today's lecture. But my final thoughts involve just you taking care of yourself. I hope that you are practicing social distancing. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, not being able to see your friends and seeing all the members of your family. For those of us that are, in fact, doing what the governor wants us to do, we find ourselves isolated, lonely, and depressed. Trust me, every morning that I wake up, there's that feeling of here we are again in this situation where we can't go to restaurants, where I haven't been able to physically touch a relative that lives outside of my house, where I'm wearing a mask and going to the store just terrified that I might catch COVID 19, where I've actually lost people that I love and know. Yes, that's happened. So I want you all to take care of yourselves. I want you to practice social distancing, washing your hands, disinfecting food before you bring it in your house. Yes, you got to do that. And other things that you bring from the outside. It's a lot you have to do. But this is what I want to say. And this is what I want to say to everybody. We are the cure for coronavirus. And what do I mean by that? Coronavirus needs a host. It needs to live in the bodies of others. If we can stop transmitting it to one another, then we can kill coronavirus because it dies with the host whose body it's in, unless it can find someone else. And for those of us that are asymptomatic, meaning that we show no symptom of the disease, it's like a thief hiding in the closet. Okay, you don't know that person is hiding in your closet. So you're going about your business, no mask, no gloves, you don't have any symptoms, but you're positive for coronavirus and you don't know it because you're not manifesting symptoms. But you might be in the presence of someone else, and all of a sudden the thief jumps out of the closet and onto that other person. So you may be infecting people without even knowing you have the virus. That's why it's so important to wear a mask. Now, this is my final demonstration. Bear with me, y'all. You know how I am. Y'all been in my class long enough. Now, I'm talking to you right now. So as I talk to you, you're seeing this napkin move, right? You see this tissue moving around. Do you know why it's moving? It's moving because my breath is coming toward it. So there's air coming out of my mouth, my breath. But there's also particles. You see how when you pronounce a P, how that moves? So when the particles come out of my mouth, they hit this tissue. So if I'm talking to someone without even realizing it, there are droplets coming out of my mouth. Now the big droplets hit the ground. But the droplets that are more dangerous than the ones that come out are the ones that kind of stay in the air. They call it aerosolized, or they become like aerosol droplets. So they're aerosolized, I think that's how you say it. And they just kind of hang out in the air. So you may not even feel the moisture coming out of my mouth, but it's there. And if it gets on your skin, if it gets to your face, if it gets on your fingers and you touch your face, you can be positive for the virus. Now, everybody has on a mask. That means that when I talk, whatever's coming out of my mouth stays with me. Okay? So what's coming out of my mouth doesn't affect you. And then if you're wearing a mask, what's ever coming out of your mouth doesn't affect me. So let's say I'm positive for coronavirus. That means that the virus is going to die in me. If I am positive for the virus, it takes about 15 minutes for it to pass through 15 days, to pass through your body. So if it passes through your body in 15 days and you haven't infected anyone, then the virus dies with you. But if you're positive for coronavirus and you go around someone before the virus has passed through your body, then you're still infectious and you might infect someone. So if we're all covering our mouths and we have coronavirus, whether we're symptomatic or not, that virus is going to die in our bodies, or we're unfortunately going to die with it. For those that don't survive it, they die with it. But if they don't affect anyone else, if they don't infect anyone else, then the virus dies with them. So imagine if everyone wore a mask and we didn't infect someone else, eventually COVID-19 would die because it won't find a host to attach itself to. This is why it's important to cover your face. If you're in the grocery store, if you're in the pharmacy and you see someone without a mask on, get away from them immediately, because they found that someone could be talking and you can walk past them. And remember those aerosolized droplets just kind of hanging in the air like a little cloud of virus? You walk through it, you can be infected. There's so much that's insidious and unknown about this virus that we have to do everything we can to protect ourselves. But in protecting ourselves, we have to protect other people. So wear a mask, practice social distancing. And if we can do that long enough, maybe, just maybe, coronavirus will and can die. Sorry for the long speech, folks, but you know Dr. Neely, I always have a couple of 2 cents to add. But at any rate, I'm going to give you the review. Study it. Email me if you have any questions, okay? And it's been a pleasure having you in my class. Take care, and hopefully we'll have some summer we can enjoy.